We've had it since June.
Hmm.
So the first few times that we used it,
Okay.
getting used to it. But now we were just talking in the office, actually, that if we didn't have it now, I
Yeah.
think we would struggle.
Okay. Okay.
And we're actually considering buying one or two more of them, so that all our
Whoa.
staff can have them.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So we're measuring like 10 houses literally a week at the moment. So it would be handy having more of these devices in the office. So we use it slightly different to everybody else.
Okay.
So we actually stitch it all in the iMapper software,
Yeah.
and then we just immediately import it straight into CAD,
Into CAD. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
and we start doing our post production stuff. And we've become so good at it. We're doing like 10 of these a week at the moment. So
Wow.
10 full properties a week.
yes, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, I can show you what we've been doing on CAD. In fact, on my screen right now, I'm just working on one of the projects we've done in South
Oh,
London, just getting ready to start all the proposed drawings on it.
that's
So
nice. I
yeah,
mean, if you want, you can share the screen.
so this is basically what we've done. So we're very particular in the way we do our drawings, and we want everything to be on layers.
Layers.
So what we go ahead and do is we have a specific color for the iMapper data,
Okay.
which when we do print out on PDF, clients or the local authorities can turn it off and just see the existing plans. So this is basically a drawing that I'm working on right now. You can see the purple lines are actually our AutoCAD lines, and the
Okay.
pink lines are the iMapper. So
I'm
I've done the floor, I've done the all the walls, I've done the openings for the doors, the windows, and now I'm just going to go ahead use our templates
hmm
and put the windows, put the doors in, and we've got all dynamic blocks. So it's just literally place, pull, and stretch, and it's done.
It's
Nice.
done for you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So we've found an easier way that works for us,
hmm
and
hmm
yeah, it's absolutely an amazing device, to be honest.
And when you
No.
export, do you take over the point clouds or do you take over the polylines in the area too?
We take the point clouds.
Point
Point
clouds. Okay,
clouds.
so just the raw
Yeah,
data.
we do a little bit of production. So when we do, like for example, look, this is your raw data that comes into
Yeah.
CAD. And we do a little bit of cleanup. So we'll delete a few bits and pieces that we don't want, bit of furniture that's in the way, just tidy up the drawing a little bit,
Yeah.
and then we import it into our drawing. So we've got
Mm,
minimal point clouds, but just the raw data that we actually need.
Just the stuff you need. Yeah. Excellent.
awesome. So you're basically exporting, and how is layering within iMapper itself? Do you group rooms already? Is it easy to stitch the rooms together so you can export them into AutoCAD? Like, what is the experience of like measuring on site and then getting it into CAD so you can draw? Uh,
Okay, so measuring on site is literally a thoughtless process for us.
mm,
It's freeing up time to do other things. So, for example, if we've set the iMapper on for 2 minutes, we can either talk to the client or we'll go measure something that the iMapper can't do, for example, drainage. So, we're really utilizing our time on site. And not only, I mean, the reason we bought this product is for accuracy, but
Yeah.
mm.
the upside to that is that it's saving us a lot of time on post production, doing drawings. It's saving so much time,
Nice.
and that was the surprise for us that it saves so much time.
And you currently have a Racer 3 model, I guess, right?
We have a Racer 3, correct? Yeah,
Yeah.
and a couple of points. I mean, I'm not sure if this is going to make it to your recordings, but there are small issues that we have noticed.
hmm
For one, for us,
hmm
that the tripod is a little bit too low.
Too low?
So
Yeah.
what we actually did, we actually bought the same tripod,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we used the parts to make it taller.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is sometimes over the fence we want to get the neighbor's extension as well. For example, the building,
hmm
Yeah.
hmm
and that works for well for us. Also,
Yeah.
when you do put one tripod together and you raise it up, you can't really press the
Got up
button
there.
very well. A remote
Yeah,
control would be
exactly.
amazing.
I love you bringing that up because first, now we
Yeah.
have the 2.6 meters tripod available, which is just a little bit extra on the first purchase, but it's very
Yeah.
minimal upgrade. Second, with the iMapper Racer 3 Plus, which is now live on the website and people can purchase, the app is going to show you a level bubble that is digitally inside the device, which means
Wow.
that you can see if iMapper is leveled from the screen of the device when the iMapper is very high on
Yeah,
top of
yeah, yeah.
the tripod. So this is going to be
Yeah. I
this is
think
That's
already
going to be a game changer for us. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was the only complaint I had. I mean, I actually, sorry, one more. I know I should be talking highly
No,
about the product, but I thought I might as well just let
you
you
should
know.
be telling what's happening.
This,
You should be
this
telling
makes it real. You know that we haven't paid you to come on here.
The only other thing is the button. It can be a bit fiddly to press the button.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't need a full scan, and I'm sitting there pressing it a few times. It
Yeah.
just won't click, and and the remote will be very useful.
Yeah,
Otherwise, honestly, we cannot live without this product.
that's
Excellent.
amazing.
Yeah, and we've got to a point where we can manage to do 2 surveys a day, but we're trying to get another one in so that we can maybe do 3 or 4 a day. So
Wow.
yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
The wireless
That's
one
wonderful.
can help you reach that threshold then. Yeah, as Dylan says, we'll see if we can get you one sent out to you.
No worries. And we're actually growing now. So we've got another 2 members of staff joining us the start of March. So yeah, we're really looking forward to it. We're really flying with. We've saved so much time on each project that we can actually afford to take on more. So yeah, it's looking good.
That's really glad to hear
Yeah,
that.
and where is in the process that you find iMapper to be increasing the speed? Is it the measuring? Is it the drawings? Could you pinpoint like?
I think it's a bit of both. I mean, where time is saved is obviously you're going to save time on site because we're taking so many more measurements. We're being so much more accurate while the iMapper is actually running its 2-minute circle. When it's running its circuit, we're actually doing other things. We're talking to the client. We're measuring something outside that the iMapper can't get to, things like drainage. But the time is saved when we get back to the office. Plugging that system in, working on the iMapper online, stitching everything together, importing into CAD is literally saving us 5-6 hours per project.
Wow.
Per project.
Yeah, and the beauty part is what we found with doing the drawings when we get back to the office. No thought is required. We're literally joining the dots. You can watch TV while you're doing the existing plan. Honestly, it's that simple. It's very, very simple, and it's just taken the pain out of everything, and it's taken the worry about was it accurate when we did it manually compared to what we see now. It's absolutely amazing.
What did you do before?
We used Leica distos. So you sit there measuring, draw it on a piece of paper, bring it back to the office, and it was much more slower. One of the other things, one of our sites that we did wasn't quite straight. It was in a triangular shape. And with the iMapper, we got every single fence panel correct.
Wow.
So, because it was out of square, basically, right?
Exactly. I mean, the one I'm working on now that you see on screen, walls like this are actually slightly bent. They're not straight. So, so these walls aren't straight.
Yeah.
And if I had done it manually, I would have shown that straight. I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah. It's the factual reporting sort of thing.
Exactly. Actually, the first property we did, we don't normally go in pairs, but the first property we did with iMapper, we actually went with 2 people. One of my colleagues just did our traditional way we were measuring, and I actually ran the iMapper. And when we got back to the office, we got halfway through the drawing and we actually stopped the manual one and we just continued with iMapper because we could see the accuracy. In fact, I've got that drawing here. Yeah. We actually measured twice.
Okay.
Just to compare, we got halfway through and we realized the iMapper is much more accurate.
Wow. So that was. Do you have an after photo or the iMapper to compare against? Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. The final result.
Perfect. Yeah.
Wow. That's
everything you see in blue is actually the iMapper point clouds.
Yeah.
That's on the ground floor.
Yeah.
We've also got the first floor.
Yeah.
And we've got all the sections that we've done.
Wow. That's
all
incredible.
The sections here as well. So this property actually had different levels from one side of the property to the other, and it was extremely accurate.
It's so great to see it taken right through to the final stage because, we really just deal with the iMapper platform, but to see it actually taken through to its final state, it's very satisfying to see this. Yeah.
I tell you one thing, my clients will actually see this. They'll see these point clouds here and they'll ask, what is that? And I'll tell them that it's actually point clouds. Every little dot is a measurement of your house and they are impressed. Most
Wow.
of the people have never seen this, and it makes us look good as well.
Yeah, nice.
So it's also a good impression on customers when you're there with a tool, when you give
Absolutely.
them the final drawings, right?
I agree. A lot of my clients have been impressed the way we've actually measured the house, and they weren't expecting that. They were expecting, your standard lasers and drawing by hand, taking measurements, and they've been very, very impressed. Even the council, the local authority, they've asked what these dots are. I've explained it to them, and I've explained that you can turn it off in the PDF if you don't want to see it, but they get impressed that it's actually this accurate.
Wow. Amazing.
The way we used to measure up before, we'd get to the site, we'd hand draw the floor plan on a piece of paper. We'd then go around with the Leica Disto, just measuring all the various points, any projections, any windows, doors. We'd then go back to the office, start drawing that out on AutoCAD. More often than not, something doesn't add up, measurements don't add up, and you're not just going to leave it like that. So you'd end up going back to the site,
Going back.
remeasure that little section, take it back to the office, and make sure it all works again. With the iMapper, you don't have that issue at all.
Excellent.
Okay. And how many members of your team now are using iMapper?
4 of our team.
4. Okay.
Yep. One of them's on site right now measuring up. He's going to be back in about an hour. Yeah. So this is the reason why I think we need to invest in some more iMappers. You either take 2 iMappers to site. More often than not, we'll have 1 for each member of staff there.
Wow. Okay.
Fleet.
That's one. What is the? How reliable is the automated stitching when you come back to actually match the point clouds together? If you leave the doors of the room open, the windows open, and the openings between the different sections of the house, how reliable is that process within the platform? Could you maybe even show the screen on like a project of yours?
Yeah, 1 second. So once we've plugged in the iMapper, taken the data off the SD card, we actually obviously go to the iMapper website, and it will download all the information, put it onto the screen, and it automatically starts stitching the various scan locations together. And it will use points which match, and it's very, very accurate. Now and again, you do need to adjust a few things, but very, very accurate. This survey was probably one of my favorites. The reason why I like this, the lines came out super crisp, clear. I've got the front boundary walls, the neighboring fences, but really impressively, I've got the entire rear garden as well, which is quite large. I've got every single tree location, every bush, the back fence, and very, very accurate.
Yeah, it looks like a full topographical survey,
It does, yeah, absolutely.
Really,
and we
really
got these sections of the entire property as well, which we then imported into AutoCAD. This is one of my favorites that I've done.
Yeah, it's really
Look
beautiful.
at the details.
Yeah, it's
The
really,
details
really.
in the door moldings, the door jambs too.
Yeah. Architraves, windows, door jamb, everything.
That's beautiful.
I think it's the most impressive amount of tech that we've bought to assist us in the office since we started 25 years ago.
Wow.
I'm not joking. That's how highly I rate this product. We, like I said, we just cannot do without this product. We don't want to go to a site now and go back to the old days and measure. No one wants to do that in our office.
Where did you find iMapper? How did you discover us at first? And what were your major concerns and doubts before, jumping into buying an iMapper?
So I'm one of those people that, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And I'm set in my ways, and I'll do the way I've been doing it, and that's the way I'm going to be doing it. Funny enough, I was on Instagram like everyone is in the evenings, and an iMapper advert came up. And that was a few months before, and I was researching it, watching the videos, and it kept on coming up, and I was like, okay, we need to give this a go. The cost wasn't that expensive. I could see some advantages to it. So we decided to take the plunge. We bought one. We had your training with your guy, and we haven't looked back since.
That's beautiful.
It's been good. I'm so glad that Instagram advert came up.
It's Dylan's magic touch.
Yeah, that was me. One comment that you would give to people that want to try iMapper but are on the brink and don't know what to do. I mean, they're on the brink of choosing to either try it, buy it, have a demo. What would you say to them and to all these professionals?
Well, look, I was in the same position. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, but I thought something needed to change, and I researched a lot on iMapper. Just take the plunge. Just try it. You've got your. We had a 14-day trial period.
Yes.
As soon as we used it on our first survey, I knew there was no going back. Honestly, no way to go back. This was the way forward for our business. We knew we were keeping this system. And we're so protective of it. We don't want to drop it because we know we need this. So it's just they've got to take the plunge. They've got to just give it a go, and honestly, they will not look back. Also, I forgot to mention one thing. Yeah, so I've had a few architects who've asked me, "What have you done?" Unfortunately, I didn't tell them. I didn't want to tell them my secrets.
Okay.
Because it's such a good product, yeah. I don't want no one else in my competitors to know what I'm doing. So
That's fair enough.
Well, this is a good advert. Amit, thank you so much. We really appreciate
so much.
users like you.
I know you're very busy. Yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you. No problem. Anytime.
Yeah,
Hopefully we'll speak soon.